If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Sitting around talking about Joe's calls, which not prostate cancer, but awareness, really.
Prostate
awareness more than anything else. We'll get back to that in a second. The two quarterbacks. Let's do a minute of advice for these two guys.
Well, first of all,
Kurt Warner walks in, puts his arm around you today and says, Joe, talk to me. Been to two of them. This is a little bit of uncharted territory.
I've been to two. This is their second for each of them. So it's sort of a common ground. I think keep doing what you've been doing. It's a football game. It's no bigger, no less than that. There's a lot of media hype around it. There's a lot of hype in general about it. There's a lot of conversation about it. They're going to break it down and analyze you. Everything you do is going to be scrutinized. It doesn't mean a thing. You got here because of a certain way you played football, play that kind of football. I really think it's two contrasting individuals. Kurt Warner has to get the ball out of his hands to the receivers quickly to make plays. Ben Roethlisberger makes plays after everything breaks down. So you've got one that doesn't have time, the other one does well when he buys time. So two very contrasting styles in the way they play.
What do you think, one of the big discussion points this week, both on the air and in the newspapers, and I read an article yesterday, what do you think about the discussion as it relates to Warner in the Hall of Fame and this theory that he had these five mysterious years where he just kind of disappeared from the league, and how can you put a guy in the Hall of Fame who had 5 off years? Talk about that.
You know what I think you ought to do? Seriously, I recommend this. Find somebody who's part of the 39 voting members of the Hall of Fame and ask them what the criteria is. I bet you don't get an answer because they don't really know.
Right.
So, whatever somebody wants to come up and hypothesize about, to me, is insignificant. I think you look at a guy who's worked so hard, started with the Barnstormers, started in arena football, was a backup, wound up getting an opportunity when someone else got hurt, like a lot of us did in this game, capitalized on it, 2-time MVP, world championship quarterback, has posted great numbers, went... Everybody thought his career was over, resurrected his career. Really, he resurrected his career
with a bad franchise.
Yeah,
he didn't go to the Cowboys.
No, he resurrected his career really at the end of 07. Don't look at the 08 season. And he wasn't supposed to be the quarterback this year.
Right.
But Matt Leinart couldn't handle it. So now all of a sudden, what does a guy need to do? You win early in your career. You fought your way through it. Your statistics, your numbers are good. You're a world champion quarterback. You're an MVP of this league. You've played a number of years. What else do you need to do is my question.
Did you think Roethlisberger was going to be this good? Coming out of school, watching him, and maybe the situation's been right for him too. Maybe this Pittsburgh organization was perfect for him, but did you think he was going to be this good?
No. I would lie to you and tell you if I did. I think his ability to make plays after they have broken down is what separates him from a lot of guys in this league. I know he could throw the football. I saw that in college at Miami of Ohio. I knew the kid could throw the football. I knew he'd scramble around a little bit, but he seemed a bit undisciplined to me. And I felt like that lack of discipline was going to actually hurt him, when in truth, that lack of discipline trained him for the things that he's doing today. The other thing is, the one asset that a quarterback has to have to be successful at professional football, he has. That's a great defense. They make up for your mistakes.
Right.
He needs to score 17 points, and he's going to win 13 out of 16 games. That's just the way it is. But no, I didn't think he'd quite be able to achieve the things he has. But going from a Ken Wisenhunt and a Bill Cowher combination to a Mike Tomlin and a Bruce Arians combination as far as head coach and offensive coordinators go has been great for Ben. Bruce is willing to open it up a little bit more. Bruce and Ben got together at the right time in their career. I don't know if Ben would have been able to enjoy the success he has if he didn't have Ken early. So it's
interesting.
You've got the guy that's a little more disciplined, a little more conservative with you, and the head coach that way. Now you've got the guy who's a little bit more wide open. And make no, I take nothing away from.
And they got good receivers there too.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.